Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like this is such an interesting place to film. You can see that there is the Big Ben, and basically, I'm talking really quietly. I hope you can hear me. I don't want to embarrass myself because there's so many people around. Actually, at this volume, I don't feel like I'm embarrassing myself, but yeah, basically, I just thought that it would be cool to, go on a walk by myself, exercise my free will. It's like 11:30 p.m. It doesn't get dark till very late here, and literally talk about my life and like a whole life story was the vision. It would be nice if I could sit down, but it would be on this wall, and I don't know how safe I feel doing that. I mean, I can. Okay, I got up on it, but and I know I won't fall back, but like it's the fact that someone could easily just push me and I would. But yeah. So I just want to talk about my whole life story. And I could have done this in my room, but I'm like, that's too boring. So we have to have a cool backdrop. And not in the sense of like, I feel like I posted like a lot of content that's very like, here's my like story of how I got into college, that like sort of academic side of my life. But I'm talking a more like kind of personal side of just things that have happened in my life that led me to be where I am right now, who the person I am, and just my kind of whole view on it. Because I don't know, I feel like it can be a really cool thing to get to know me because I have a lot of new followers. But and also I guess if you are my friend or know me in real life but don't know me well. Anyway, yeah, so I'm Christian and I was born to, well, if you don't know, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Lao, and I feel like it's really interesting because, like, genuinely, like, I don't know if there's a single other, like, person other than me and my brother out there that are that exact mix. I mean, I've met people that are, like, other races in Lao, like, barely, probably, like, the 10 Lao people in my life even, but, so with other races, especially, like, Puerto Rican, which is, like, also kind of niche, it's, like, super rare, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to spill too much of my parents' lore, but like it's actually so serendipitous, and I feel like that's the way like so many things have been in my life. But really like my parents met at a party, and it was really because of my mom's. Oh, this is so complicated, but my mom's twins ex-husband's brother knew my dad, so that was the connection, and then they met at a party in Puerto Rico. So then eventually, I mean, I could go into the story of everything, but I don't have their permission to divulge their information online, so I won't. So we can just skip to when I'm born, or maybe first my brother, who is 2 years older than me. His name is Philip. I don't know if he's gonna watch this, probably not, but he's cool. But yeah, so then I was born December 8th, 2005. I share a birthday with Nicki Minaj, and I share an exact birthday with Nicole Lano. So that's pretty cool. Born in Georgia, in Marietta. Oh, there's a boat behind me. I think I'm gonna actually post this unedited, guys, because it's pretty chill. But yeah, so I was born in Marietta, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta, maybe like 30 minutes northwest without traffic, and lived there literally all my life until I moved to college. So I don't know, I feel like I try to keep this as chronological as possible, but my like growing up life was like pretty. I mean, like, I never really traveled that much. Like, we only would travel, to Puerto Rico because like my mom is from there and her family's from there. Sometimes we go to like Florida. Sometimes, really, those two were the only places we went. There are a handful of times I went to Ohio to see my dad's family because the lore is like my dad immigrated from Laos to Ohio. But yeah, like growing up, I didn't really travel that much. So I guess we'll get into it later. But like being here right now is so surreal for me, honestly. But I hope my lighting is good. But my arms are literally hurting. I should have propped this up. But like literally where, guys? Like, let me see if I can show you the other side, like it's just a wall and there's nothing. There's nowhere to prop it up. But yeah, so I guess like my childhood was, I mean, like my parents were great. So my childhood like never really had like anything. It was great. Like, I mean, of course I've gone. Oh, funny I caught that on camera. If you guys don't know it, that's like the classic bell chime that happens every hour, and then it like rings for the number of hours. I guess since it's midnight, presumably, or is it? Maybe it's a half hour, which is why I didn't do that. It'll like ring the bell each hour. I think it is 11:30, but um, let's fact check. Anyway, yeah, my oh shoot, I don't want to drop my phone. That'd be scary. Oh, it is 11:30. Because there's a river behind me. But basically, yeah, like, I mean, obviously I do have a lot of adversity experience, and I guess we'll get to that later. But I mean, I think my parents really tried, and one thing they valued a lot was like education and happiness and success for like me and my brother. Oh, I hope my phone is not covering my face. I'm trying to get my lighting good. But I think that's one of the reasons why we are in the places where we are now. And, you know, there's so many stories. I mean, people I know personally who didn't really have that and managed to overcome it. But I think, like, I mean, I guess I could talk about this too. Like, at the moment, I don't really want children, but I think about, like, if I were to have it, like, you know, how important, like, family and, like, parenting really is in, like, development. I mean, I don't want to get off topic, but I think I'm very much a nurture type person in my view of like what makes you who you are. I honestly think that like everything is deterministic and that you are literally the sum. I mean, maybe there's some genetic components, but I generally think that there's so many things you can't control, like in your life, and every little thing has an effect on who you are. Anyway, going back to my childhood though, I mean, I think I was like low-key a nerd because I was like, maybe I had some sort of like mental something because I was that kid that would like get obsessed over every like random thing, like have a special interest, and I was studious. I wanted to be an artist at first when I was 5, guys, but yeah, I was studious. Like I was really, and then I got obsessed with science, physics specifically, and that was like what I was like my interest, career interest for like the next like till in high school. And I mean, it was vague. I didn't really like think that much about it, but it was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with my life. But yeah, I always like, I think I was just honestly like naturally smart, and I hate to be that person because like I think anyone can be smart and talented, but like I'm not here to be like I was like, and there's a lot of hard work that I did that I think got me to where I am now. But my point is that I'm not here to act like my intelligence didn't play a role in like where I am. You know, it's true. So, yeah, like, anyway, going on with my life, like, I mean, I don't know, I feel like my life was really boring up until like 10th grade, I'm not even gonna lie. But, you know, was interested in science, would do like, I mean, elementary school doesn't really like matter, but like, I guess going into like, I mean, I had some friends. I had a few like close friends I would hang out with, but I think my parents were also kind of like strict at that time. But more than that, they just like really valued safety, so they really like wouldn't let me do like, I don't know. I remember, guys, like I would want to do like sleepovers and stuff with my friends, and my parents were so scared, and it's out of love, but and I don't really care about it now because it's so long ago. But I remember I probably did have a bit of like annoyance about that at the time. Again, I was like in elementary school, so it's like, was I really valid? Probably not. I guess something personal to talk about is this was like around the time like I knew I was like queer, but I didn't really like, I don't know, I didn't really believe in coming out because I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like sexuality and like this idea of like you have like straight is the default is such a construct that like you can just be what you are and it doesn't have to be, it just is what it is, you know what I mean? And it's nothing crazy. So I mean, I think at that time it's just like for maybe like 3 years till middle school I struggled to like accept that. But I mean, it's like I don't even think much is going on in your brain at that time. But anyway, so yeah, struggled to accept that. But come middle school, I think that was like when I internally accepted it, but didn't really like externally like tell people until maybe like low-key freshman year. Because it's like kind of, I mean, I don't know if anyone knew, but it's kind of just a hard thing to like tell people for the first time ever, especially when you meet people before they know that. It's a little easier when you like first meet people and they already kind of like assume that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I feel like my elementary school was kind of boring. Like I had a few close friends I made, nothing much. Like literally, I tell you guys, like nothing interesting in my life was happening these times. I mean, I guess one thing I can talk about personally is that I've experienced like, I don't know, one thing that like loss, like one thing that, and it's something that reminds me, you know, of the passage of time because like when I was born, all my grandparents were alive, and now only my grandma on my mom's side is. So like in third grade, my oh shoot, that reminded me about something really important I forgot. But one second. In third grade, my grandpa on my dad's side passed, and then my grandpa on my mom's side passed in 2020, and earlier this year my grandma passed, so on my dad's side. So it's like, I mean, sad. I wasn't like ever with any of them like the closest ever, so it's like I don't know if I was like legit sad, obviously the way my parents were that were raised by them, but it makes me feel a little old. But if anything, no, the important thing though was in third grade I started cello, and you know, this was really big for me because like it was kind of just a random fixation I had, but like no one in my family did classical music, and this is big because like all my friends now, like a lot of like in classical music, have these like Asian tiger parents that like, you know, force them to like play like violin at 3. So I didn't have that. No one in my family is familiar with that. And like my I mean my dad is Asian, but like not that type of Asian, you know what I mean? So I mean also like he was really poor growing up, so like that wasn't even like culturally like a thing, and there's not really like much of a Southeast Asian community. I think that's one thing that like reflecting back on my childhood, that if I were to raise a child, which I don't really want to at this moment, I mean I'm young and I'm like only 19, but still in general like I don't see it in my future at this moment. I think I would have more of a community. Like I think it's important and something that our generation is kind of trying to like maybe value a little bit more. But I think like growing up, like I wouldn't say I was like lonely, but it's interesting because like when I look back at my childhood, like I didn't have many friends, and I spent most of my time alone or with my family. And I mean now it's like I don't know, I would go crazy if I didn't have my friends. So I think community in terms of like other kids, because my neighborhood was really small and like they didn't have many other people my age, but also like other family. Like to be honest, like my parents, maybe my dad did, but like my mom, and this I feel kind of bad to like out her maybe, like doesn't really have like friends outside of like her family, and my dad did, but like we never had like that community of like I don't know. I feel like a lot of like when you're like an ethnicity that has like a low-key white people too, but like a lot of times if you're like a community of like East Asian or South Asian people, like the ones that are common near me, or even like black people and like other things, like you really have like those like other parents, and it's like a community outside of like family. Okay, that was a rant. Anyway, so yeah, going to middle school, I think I was still like this is like when I low-key started developing mental health issues, maybe even before, but oh my god, I literally forgot about something important, guys. I'm remembering this in my childhood because I feel like I'm so in my head and trying to be productive all the time nowadays. I forget to like process my emotions. So last thing, third grade around two, I started doing. Okay, I need to be more specific about cello. First, I started with like these like shitty like group lessons because like the thing is because my parents knew nothing about it, like they just put me in something cheap because they didn't really know and or value that because like it was foreign to them. But the other important thing is I started playing tennis when I was in like third grade because my dad is a tennis coach. And this is the other, I don't want, it's like personal, but like my like okay, maybe I won't elaborate actually. It is an important part of my life, but it's maybe too exposing. Anyway, so what I just want to talk about, and it's like I would talk about these everything if like I were talking to you directly, but online, I don't think my parents want me to. But also, it's just because nowadays I'm such an unprivate person, guys. I have like no boundaries as to like what I'll tell anyone, like genuinely. But yeah, so going into look, I want a snack. Maybe after this, if anything's open. But sorry guys, I'm just checking around me to be safe. But middle school, really insecure. I literally wanted to be white when I was a kid, guys. I wrote my college essays about that. So I was like, I mean, like, obviously I'm still a kid, so I'm ugly, but I was insecure about my appearance. Fucking wanted blue eyes or some shit. Like, insecure about, like, I don't know. Because I was just really insecure, basically. And really unhappy. I think I was, like, low-key depressed, in middle school. Like, that was actually my depression era. Like, I mean, like, I think I would, like, kind of, like, play around with, wait, that sounds so bad, but I would, like, I don't know, I never seriously considered, like, ending my life, but sometimes it was a dark time, like, low-key, that entire period for me, just because, like, I don't know, maybe I was lonely, maybe, and it honestly doesn't even have to do with, like, my sexuality, I would say. It was more just, like, me feeling unattractive, maybe. It was just, like, so small, but, like, I don't know, there were just so many things that went into it. Anyway, so that was part of it. But middle school, I did make a lot more friends. It was really happy, but also conflicting, because this is when I quit tennis, because it was honestly, like, I wasn't good at it, and I didn't enjoy it that much, and that was kind of why, and, like, I don't know, I just found myself dreading every time I go to practice, but it's hard when your dad is the coach, you know? So, yeah, that was definitely an interesting period. I don't know, I feel like in middle school I went through this cycle where, like, I would make like a friend and then dump them the year later, like, and it wasn't intentional, it just ended up happening because I feel like the friends I was making, since I wasn't, like, very authentically myself back then, and I wasn't intentional, I think it takes a while to, like, you know, learn who you are as a person. Yeah, so I don't think it's easy to make lifelong friends when you don't even know who you are. But the other thing is, like, cello was such a struggle for me during this time because kind of what I talked about, like, my parents, like, I don't know, like, compared to, like, other people around me who, like, you know, were, like, super, like, familiar with classical music, like, I remember it was something I really tried to be good at, but, like, didn't really know how or have the means because I didn't even have a teacher, really at the time. So finally I did get a teacher in 6th grade, and I started to see some progress, but it was such a fucking struggle, I tell you. And I don't want to spoil it, okay? So yeah, this is when, I mean, I'm doing academically well in middle school. I'm, like, the smart kid, and I have been since, like, literally my entire life. But yeah, I mean, I guess for some context too, like, the area I grew up in, like, I didn't go to any schools that were, like, particularly prestigious. Like, I was, like, upper middle class maybe, like, but still, like, not, like, I don't know, upper middle class in Atlanta, not upper middle class elsewhere, like, so yeah, it was really, like, I don't know, nothing crazy, no, like, insane private schools or anything. I didn't even know that was a thing, like, boarding schools. Sometimes I think about, like, what if I would have applied, because I didn't even know it was a thing. But yeah, so that was I started hanging out more with friends outside of school, because that's the thing, is what I was trying to say. Like, when I was in elementary school and stuff, like, hanging out was a rare thing. Like, maybe like less than once a month, and like I would never hang out with my friends outside of school. Is what I'm saying. So, yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Or wait, no shot, because I said it was 11:30. Like, this must be 11:45. Yeah, okay. Anyway, um, what I was gonna say next is cello was an upward struggle. I did eventually get better. Middle school, I was like kind of getting on my academic grind a little bit more. I was into writing for a little while, so I was doing a lot of that. But making friends, like, it was just kind of, it was a vibe. And I feel like I remember, like, for the first time really having friends I liked, having fun in orchestra. That was like my group guys. And even one of my best friends today is like from middle school. So like, because we also went to high school together. But yeah, so I guess going to high school, COVID hit. That was like truly okay. Actually, one other thing I forgot. In middle school, I had this like crush for like so many years. Obviously, like nothing came of it. Maybe like 2 years. That was like my first like real crush, and like I haven't had many like real crushes in my life. It was low key like really bad for me because we were like friends, but I never acted on it. But it's definitely still a time of like learning. But yeah, that was definitely like in a way devastating to me. I think all my crushes have been devastating to me, I'm not gonna lie. Because guys, I've never been in a relationship. That's something else. Like, anyway, oh my god, I'm like thinking about how to pace this because I have 15 minutes left on my camera. But basically, I don't want it to be too long either. Yeah, so COVID was definitely kind of an era. I was also like low-key going through mental health during it too. I mean, had seen some therapists, etc., etc. It never really worked out to be long-term though, and I do still kind of want to go into therapy, but anyway, it was lonely. I mean, it's COVID. It was so funny too, because this was like my peak Discord era. Oh my god, I love playing Roblox too. That's a random fact. Like middle school era, and even elementary school, but like it's specifically middle school and then like into like early high school. Was obsessed, but yeah. So I played. It was like my Discord era. There was a lot of Discord drama in my school because like it was all online because like COVID. It was a little hard to make friends online, but I made some. But they allowed us to finally come in like halfway through that year, I think, or something, and I came in as early as possible, which was like, I was definitely like a pro-masker and like all of that, and I knew COVID was real, but I just really wanted to be in person, and experience high school, so I went. I was fine, but there was just, I don't know, there's a lot of like weird drama that year, I remember, and I was finally seeing some improvement in cello. I mean, in 8th grade, I finally got into like all-state, which is like a big thing for me, and got a high chair, so that was like really cool, because like there's this whole world of cello guys, like this our like big orchestra in Atlanta's like ASY, Atlanta Symphony Youth Orchestra. I auditioned for that shit like 2 times in a row, like end of, I don't even remember what years, like maybe end of 8th grade and end of 9th grade, and I got rejected like twice, so like, you know, it was kind of ass. And I did some other youth orchestras, but they were like, that was a big one. But low-key, the crazy thing is I never thought I would get in. I finally did get in the 3rd time in end of 10th grade. So like, there was some improvement like going on in my life. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think how specific I want to get because of the time limit. But yeah, so got better at cello after literally grinding. I would work so hard. I still managed to get like really good grades in high school, and I think that's what also helped me get into college. Like, I was always that student getting like literally like 99s and shit, but it was just because like I feel like the bar was low, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, another important detail too is that I went to high school that was like not like the one I was like districted for, if that makes sense. So a lot of people, there were like 10 people from my middle school that went to my high school, which is like kind of large, 2,500 people, whatever. But the reason is because I went to a special program in my high school, which is like 500 people, so 1/5 of the school. And yeah, Um, it was like a good time. Um, like, okay, sorry guys. I might low key move and go back. Actually, I think I will. I'll continue this in my room. Okay, okay, guys. I found a spot that's a little bit more visible where I feel more safe. And the good thing is the lighting here is better, I think. And it's actually on the bridge. Anyway, so we're talking about getting into like ASYL high school. Like how my high school worked. I mean, like, I don't know. I kind of the fact that it was a small group though kind of made it like annoying because it's like you only have those people, so it's like everyone knows everyone, which can be nice, but then it's just kind of like things feel cliquey at times. I don't know, but I don't know. I really like. I don't like looking back. I would say I really like honestly like love college so much more than high school. And it's like I didn't have a bad high school experience. Like there were many happy moments, but I feel like at least those early years, like 9th and 10th grade, was so mid because I didn't really have my like true friend group at that time, which I finally did feel like I got in 10th grade maybe. No, sorry. Actually, low key, yeah, 10th grade, but like really like by 11th grade solidified and like that I had through the rest of high school in my school. But also, okay, so the next part we get to is this program I did called GHP the summer of my after 10th grade, and that was low-key like it's so funny because they tell you in that program they're like GHP is gonna change your life, and like I was a little skeptical because I'm like, okay, like are we being for real, like how? I was even skeptical like right after it ended because I was like, okay, like it was amazing, but it didn't really feel like it changed my life. But I think what I realized is like after like many years after, it was a turning point because that was when I finally started to see more for myself what I was capable of. And so I don't know, I was so happy because that was my first time I spent like 4 weeks away from home in the summer in like the middle of nowhere, basically just doing cello. And that was like my first time making lots of friends outside of my school, which was like the tone for like many of my friends through the rest of high school. And also like being away from home, I think like it really just allows you to develop into yourself. So I feel like I was finally like going outside of my comfort zone, and that was like really such a big theme for like the rest of my life, is just kind of like pushing myself literally this right now, guys. And I think that's something to take from this, like, you know, doing things outside of your comfort zone is literally what it takes to manifest your dream life. Like, and I can make a whole video on this, just like never saying no to yourself whenever you want to do something will actually make you achieve your dream life. So yeah, anyway, where was I? So kind of got that friend group, a lot of fun memories. GHP, made so many friends through that, and like really like made like some of my current friends. So like it was just such an experience, and I think after that was when I began to like change as a person and also open myself up to like new things. So I mean, my fashion sense literally evolved so much, and throughout high school something else came to my mind because I was like trying to be like dark academia, that ass, like at the beginning, and Loki didn't have fashion sense in middle school except for the fucking like Champion sweatshirts and shit. But I think it developed into what I am now, which is very like a little like, I don't know, how do I even put it? Anyway, it's like a little like maybe Y2K inspired. I feel like it's such a vague way to say it, but you know what type of style I have if you know me. A little edgy, but clean. But yeah, so okay, because I was like, why is the dude literally posted up right freaking next to me? Like, why are you right next to me when you see I'm doing this? It's fine. Anyway, like, and I feel like my friendships began to deepen at this time and become like, because this is like when I began to like know more about like who I am as a person. So I like know what types of friendships I want. You know what I mean? The types of people I want to be around. So this is a very formative time. And I started having this like kind of like orchestra group outside of school and having friends through that. Because then after that, like JHP was like when I did like my youth symphony, like ASYL for like the first time in my life. And that was something I would like do every weekend outside of school and like get to see my friends. And I actually look forward to it because of that. But the crazy thing is like that was something I never even thought I was capable of, but I was able to achieve that. And then the next summer, I like literally performed at Carnegie Hall, which like was crazy. Like I never thought I was capable of that. I auditioned for it like as a YOLO thing. Like I remember when I got the acceptance, I was floored because like I literally never freaking thought, like that was beyond my dreams. So that was like an insane pinch me moment. Like especially the actual day we performed at Carnegie Hall was like my biggest pinch me moment in my life, and it was probably one of the happiest days, if not the happiest day of my life. Because I literally worked so hard for this thing by myself. But anyway, so yeah, that was a crazy time in my life. I mean, music just brought me so many opportunities, guys. Like, other than that, I mean, it probably got me into college to a certain extent, but also like, I got to go to France the year after. This is the thing I was gonna talk about, like, because after GHP, like the amount of places I traveled in my life, literally for free, because like my parents would never be able to afford it. That's why we didn't travel earlier in my life. Just through like free opportunities like Yale and like music was crazy. Because like through NYO we also went to which is the program I did for Carnegie Hall. I got to go to the Dominican Republic for free, and then the next year I went to France for a music camp. My freshman year of college, I went to Greece for music and Canada, and then I'm here not for music, but I'm here because of college in London. And I got to like, as part of that, I decided to like visit Berlin, and I visited Paris with my family. So it's like an explosion of travel in my life that literally like never existed before. So it's just crazy seeing the way my life is now that I'm here in London. Just like so it is midnight now, and you're gonna hear it ring 12 times, I guess, after this one. But basically, what I was gonna say, or does it just not ring at all because it's like 0? I don't know. But basically, no, it does ring. What I was gonna say is that, Lord, I always lose my train of thought. Yeah, so I did, the other thing that happened was I did like a MIT program that same summer, the same time as NYO. Crazy juggling. It was like online though, but that was also a thing I applied to on a whim that like I literally never thought I'd get accepted to. Because the T, guys, is that like my school, junior year is when I realized that getting into college is super hard. But I had always wanted to go to MIT, and I'm like, I would always get like all 5s on my AP exams, had like a high SAT, so like I was like, I deserve to go somewhere better, which sounds so bad, but like I thought I was deserving of going somewhere better than everyone else in my school, because everyone else would go to like UGA or Georgia Tech, and like we'd have like maybe 1 to 3 people go to an Ivy each year, and then like a lot of people apply. So it's rare. Like the last person in my school to get into Yale was literally like 2020, and then I was 2024. So it was rare, but I know what I want. I knew what I wanted for myself, and I'm the type of person to take bets on myself, you know, and really shoot for that hardest thing. So I realized I was cooked though, because I didn't really have like the craziest extracurriculars. I just had like good stats. So I kind of locked in to getting into these programs. Somehow got into like the MIT program, which was actually like, that was like, I actually enjoyed it a lot. I met a lot of people through it, like not like friends that are close to really now, but still like these programs, you know, I just met so many people, and I feel like it just brought my network to a whole different circle. And a lot of them are amazing people too. But yeah, so then like senior year, I don't know. My senior year was interesting. I have a video where I talked about like my internship crash out where my mentor was terrible. And also I have like, guys, I realized I'm gonna have to like talk even longer, so I think I might delete. I think I'll just switch to my phone. I was thinking of deleting my Q&A that I recorded on here because my personality just wasn't there. But I think I'll keep it for now and just record on my phone for it, because I only have 5 minutes left on this. But wow, this is gonna be long. And this feels abbreviated to me because, guys, so long story, but at Yale, in our orientation, one of like the one I did was like you go in the woods for 4 days without a phone, and then everyone tells their life story. And when I did mine, it was literally 3 hours straight. So like this feels very abbreviated to me, even though it's probably long as fuck to watch. But basically, what was I going to talk about? So I feel like I've been doing a terrible job of looking at the camera, but basically like, okay, lock in. So yeah, senior year was really interesting because of like my terrible internship, but that did teach me a lot. And it was like I finally got to like not go to school for so long, and I really actually like I'm so nostalgic for senior year because of the vibe where I would just like go places with my friends, driving like different cafes and like have fun. It was just such a fun time in my life, honestly. It was stressful as fuck because of college, you know. I grinded my college apps. I would do it on vacation because I wanted to get into a good school that freaking bad. I mean, part of it being ego, but also just the opportunities. And this is what I tell you, because people in my school would be like, oh, going to Ivy League is expensive. Well, maybe if you're rich, it's expensive. But for me, it was literally cheaper. But also, even more than that, like, it was the fact that, like, oh shoot, this is gonna like die anyway, so I'll just switch to my phone. Like, yes, it might have been more expensive when my phone out that way. I'm trying to fix my hair like while I'm literally, I probably touched my hair so much throughout this like video, but literally the opportunities, guys, well, it's not even, it was literally cheaper for me, but also it's just like, I don't know, it literally changed my life also in certain ways. So yeah, so I got into college, long story short, a lot of good colleges, and it was really like such a moment. The fact that I got a likely letter, guys, that was crazy, because I literally remember listening to the Yale Admissions podcast and them being like talking about how likely letters work, and I never thought I would get it. I was just like, oh, it'd be so freaking nice, and then I manifested it. So that was kind of crazy. But that was like one of like the top 10 craziest things that happened in my life. And that's like the sad thing, guys. I literally can't tell you the crazy crash outs and things that have happened to me, because that's another theme in my life. Just the most improbable things happening to me time and time again. It's just, it would be too long. And then also some of them, it's like, do I really want to talk about it when the people they're about can probably watch this video? I don't know. Maybe I'll get that brave one day. But the other thing too that's important is I had my second big crush in high school, and that was also really tragic. We were also kind of friends for a bit, and yeah, it was just, I don't know, I need to stop. I have this habit of like crushing on people that like don't even like guys, basically. So yeah, that was kind of, I guess an interesting thing is I still hadn't really experienced like up until college, guys, my rice purity was like a 90, 92 in college. Now it's a 59, and I only went through 1 year of college. So college was also a big turning point in my life in terms of like new experiences. I think because I already went in with a philosophy of like wanting to like be open to everything. I could even make a whole video on my life philosophy, but basically it's just like what I told you earlier, like do whatever you want. Never say no to yourself, basically. And I guess kind of related to that, I did start doing content maybe like senior year, but I was small until my college video, and then my YouTube finally grew to like 2K ish, but still small, but it was something that I would keep posting on. And then now we have our Instagram, which is finally growing, so I'm proud about that. But shoot, okay, let me just, that was literally a fake cough. I don't know what I was doing. Also, no snack stores are open, so I'm gonna just starve. Anyway, I feel like the wind is ruining my hair. College. Okay, college was crazy because, you know, you're meeting so many new people. It's the first time I'm in an environment like that, completely different from my high school. Like everyone is super smart and talented. A lot of people from literally everywhere in the world. Never been in a place like that. And me experiencing things like parties and like hookups and like things I've just never experienced, and it being Yale too. So it's like obviously like, I don't know. I just feel like my life is so crazy. So, you know, I mean, I don't even think I'm going to talk too much about college and how it's gone so far. I feel like I can make another video about that, but I probably talked about it a lot. Just a lot of new experiences, traveling especially, like, and actually making a lot of really good friends and like family in a way in college. And I think I have a few friends and like maybe my music group Low Strung that I feel like I'm locked in with that are close, but still like I feel like I don't feel that way about like majority of people. It's like I love you guys and I like feel like I can really talk and tell you things, but I think there's a certain extent of like having proof in the friendship that I realize is what makes me know we're like locked in, which is why I feel so locked in with like my high school friends, you know, my hometown friends. These fucking cars are so annoying, the ones I have in New York. But okay, to kind of get to the closing chapter of this, I wanted to reflect, you know, on like I guess the way my life has turned out, my like philosophy, which I threw around earlier, and silence getting quieter maybe? No, it's not. But and then also like what else? What else, guys? I'm literally losing it. I've been yapping for so long, and just literally, I would just talk to myself forever. That's what I started doing in high school. I would just talk to myself in the car while filming these vlogs, and then it just became a disease that I do all the time. But yeah, basically, I guess to get kind of to the end of this, I don't even know what I was gonna say. I feel like one last interesting thing before I get to like my reflections though is that in college, like I feel like I realized a lot about like what I want to do with my life in terms of like because I changed my major to CS. I applied to physics originally and like really started liking the idea of like doing a startup because like or entrepreneurship because like I don't know, I feel like doing something. Guys, I truly feel like I was born to be different and born to be unique, which is why I do everything I do, you know, why I'm a content, I mean, obviously it's not why I'm a content creator, but like part of the reason, kind of related to it. But anyway, okay, I can't even remember whatever else I was gonna say about my experiences in college. I'll probably remember later. But just know it was chaotic as fuck. My freshman year, just so many ups and downs, so much freaking lore, and just things you would never think would happen happened. But I don't know, I don't regret anything, honestly. Like, I'm really glad things panned out the way they panned out. And I just like, I don't know, I feel like it was I enjoy college so much more than high school, and like my independence, I really value. I'm a very independent person. I'm here in London by myself on the freaking Westminster Bridge, like, but yeah, so that's one thing I really got to explore in college and learn even more about myself and the types of people I wanted to be around, and like, I don't know, I just love Yale because it's just so many crazy experiences that would never exist anywhere else. But yeah, to close this up finally, because I can't even remember what else I was gonna say, you know, kind of my reflection on my life story so far is that I came so freaking far. Like, what I tell myself is that my life could have gone, if you had chosen 1,000 possible paths, this is probably like within the top 2 best ones or something, the life that I have. So I'm so freaking grateful for everything. And it's not even just like my success, but like my friends, my experiences, it's also amazing. And I truly think I'm blessed in a way, with luck in many ways, but also like the way I approach things, I feel like has been largely responsible for that in a way, because I think as soon kind of after GHP, as I started like, you know, really just like chasing, never saying no to myself. If I was afraid of something, I would still do it, you know, and really just shooting for the stars, you know, and just exploring your curiosity. I told myself I want to go and film my life story while I'm standing here, and I did it. You need to be that type of person that never says no to yourself. So I think that was like truly the thing that allowed my life to change when I started just like letting my like everything run wild and being truly myself and not being afraid. And I guess another thing that's been recent too is like my realization with honesty, that I just want to be an honest person. I just want to like not hide anything and just tell everything to everyone. I mean, I mean, I do overshare, but like also like not have anything to hide and not be ashamed of anything about me. And you know, I don't know, I try to be as authentic as I can. And like, yeah, life is crazy. I think a lot of crazy things have happened, and I'm really excited for my future, honestly, like the new experiences too. I feel like just for my age, my life has been so rich in like travel and crazy experiences, like performing at Carnegie Hall and like meeting new friends and many interesting plot lines. So, and like going to Yale and like whatnot. So I'm just so grateful, and I don't know, and I'm proud of myself, you know, for being able to like create this for myself, because obviously there's so much luck and the help of my parents supporting me and like things that went into my life, but like it's also created by me, and your life is created by you too, by the choices you make. And I think I made so many right ones. But yeah, in terms of my future though, I don't know, so many exciting things have been happening. For the first time in my life, I've been finally making money from content, and I've been like actually growing to the point where I feel not ashamed to call myself an influencer on Instagram, at least. But I'm excited for the rest of my college. I think I've thought deeply. I'm a very introspective person, so I think very deeply about like the way I choose to approach things, you know, and I talk about it a lot. But you know, so I'm excited for how my next year is gonna go. But and the people I meet, the experiences I have, and obviously there's still a lot that's unknown. Like, will I get in a relationship? Will I, like, what will I do for my career? Will I meet new people? But I think what I wanted to end this video with is that me being here in London, you know, I'm just very hopeful about the future, because even though things are unknown, things in my life have gone so freaking well so thus far, and I just know that like if I continue doing what I'm doing, well, first of all, even going to Yale, I'm like basically set for life, being for real. But you know, just I don't know, I feel very grateful, and I'm excited, honestly, for everything to come. And I don't know, I feel like my biggest takeaway, other than all the like philosophical things about the way you approach life, that and me trying to like always live my life to the fullest, that I've kind of been telling you guys about, and doing things solo, doing crazy things for the plot, that I've been telling you guys. Other than that, what I want to tell you is that, you know, my true opinion is that the best things life has to offer, the best memories, everything is gonna be the things that like you never expected would happen, that you never foresaw. That's always the best stuff that comes. So that makes me so excited for the future, because it's like, so you're telling me the best things that are gonna happen, I already have so many good things that I know are gonna happen, and the best things, I don't even know about them, so it's gonna be even better, basically. So yeah, that's basically my entire life story, abbreviated for sure, but kind of gives you a glimpse of like, you know, how far I've come. So yeah, I mean, the life I'm living right now is truly unimaginable to like me probably up until like 10th grade, so it's crazy. And yeah, I just wanted to like really open up with you guys and like tell you more about me. So if you have any thoughts, please talk about it down below. If you want to just talk to me about this, like, I don't know, I'm just very open to whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to my dorm, going to SZA and Kendrick tomorrow. Super excited. I'm going alone, actually. But I need to go to sleep, maybe film a few TikToks. I don't know, I'm excited to fucking eat tomorrow. I'm so hungry. But yeah, thank you so much for coming along. If you watch this, I truly love you for that. But yeah, bye.